Hello everybody, my name is Alberto and I'm currently developing a turn-based strategy game using the Unity engine. It's been already 3 months since the last update and many things has happened in the development of the game. I'm really excited today to share with you what is the direction this game is taking. To begin with, we have updated all the UI menus both in-game and outside the game. As you can see, we have a single player campaign mode and a multiplayer mode. In the past videos, we've always looked at the multiplayer. Here, we have a local multiplayer, which was called Skirmish, and an online multiplayer. If I click on the local multiplayer, now we have this lobby over here. We can select the level we want to play, how much gold do we want to start off, and many more settings that will be available in the near future. And we can add more players, of course, depending on the capacity of the level, and play against AI or another humans in a local environment, so in your same computer. If we now look to the multiplayer online, we've now built an actual server. So you can create lobbies and you can join lobbies. If we now, for example, create a lobby, this lobby would be visible and accessible by other players that are connected to the game. This lobby works very similar to what was, for example, Age of Empires 2. You have here a chat message, you can just write whatever you want, and you can just chat with the other players. Here you will have the settings, which level you want to play or not, and when other players connect, you can, if you're the host of this lobby, you can kick them or not. So the other players need to get set themselves ready or not, and when everybody is ready in the game, you can start the game. Now I cannot start, of course, because you cannot start with a single player. But let's go back to the start menu and talk about the campaign mode, the single player mode. This is a new mode that we are currently developing, but we want to make this game an actual single player game which has the option of multiplayer, not the other way around. So for us, what is going to be the strong part of this game is going to be the single player. There are many reasons for this decision, but if I have to summarize them, I must say that having a strong single player, a solid single player would make many players be able to enjoy this game. And afterwards, if multiplayer is something that players like to play, you can then develop that side more and make it also strong. Let's then take a look to the campaign mode. The progress of the game is going to be saved automatically, and in this menu you're going to be able to load it or to create a new game. In the next menu, we're going to have three different options: the Units Hub, the map, and the settings. The Units Hub is a new feature of the game and is where we are going to be able to create our units group. If you've checked the past videos, usually when you start a game, what we were doing is to recruit the units at that moment. Now we're going to create our groups beforehand and we're going to deploy them during the deployment phase, which is the starting phase in a match. Let's have a quick look to the Units hub. Over here, you're going to be able to create new groups and modify the existing ones. If we select one of the units group, we can customize them. And here on the right side, we can see the summary, how many units and which type of units we have, the stats, and also the total cost for this group. Let's move now to the multiplayer menu where I only want to show you the units hub over here. This is the same menu than in the single player, but the save data file that is generated here, it's different. These units groups are used in the multiplayer, online, and local. And in the end, this is going to be a different menu than in the campaign because the constraints, the restrictions are going to be different. For multiplayer, we will have access to everything, while in the campaign, it will depend on the progress. Let's then create a local multiplayer match and take a look to the deployment phase and also to the new and the updates that we've made to the gameplay. At your turn, you start with several hexes around the main base where you are able to deploy your units. When you click on one of them, you can open the deployment menu, select the group you want to deploy, assign the formation or the starting formation you want for this group, and deploy them. Every time you deploy one group, the cost of this group is subtracted from your gold. So you can deploy as many groups as you can with the available goal for this match. You can deploy more than one time the same group. There is no restriction on that. When you finish your turn, it's the turn of the other player to deploy the units. This is different in multiplayer online. In multiplayer online, there is no turn per player. Every player will deploy at the same time, and only at the end, when all players are ready, you will be able to see the units from the other players. Let's now start the match, and we will speed up the video to get the units close to each other, and so I can show you the changes we've made in the gameplay. As you can see over here, we can now purchase upgrades for our units. Each upgrade has a different cost. In this case, this update, what it does is that give the group immunity to engage. Engage is one of the new features I'm going to explain in a moment. And this one over here is the other new feature, which is the proximity attack. And this upgrade makes the group immune to this proximity attack. So So one of the updates we've made is the guard mode. The guard formation allows you to set the group oriented to one of the 6 directions, and this eyes, which is of course a placeholder, tells where is this group watching. If any group from the enemies walks over one of these hexes, it will be attacked directly by this group. And this is called proximity attack. And as we saw just before, if you have an upgrade on the group which gives you immunity, you will be able to move over these hexes without being attacked. Let's see then what happens when you move over one of these hexes that is in the side of view of this group over here, which is in guard formation. If we move close to this group, we will be attacked at the moment we enter in one of them, and then we will continue moving to there. So you get only once attack, or you can get more than once if this group has a specific upgrade or a specific unit in it that allows you to have multiple proximity attacks. But now we are close to this group. And here it comes the next update we've made. Whenever you get close to another group, you engage this group. So this group now will be, well now, the next turn will be engaged, which means that if it tries to move away from our group, it will lose any other action. So basically it can attack us and that will be fine, but if it moves away, it just won't be able to do anything on that turn. So now, since our group has completely lost all units, this group is not engaged anymore. But we're going to see it now. Let me go to the previous turn, to the other player turn, and I'm going to get close to these 2 groups over here. If I get close to them, well, I'm always getting close to this one over here, so I'm always getting attacked by it. But the idea is that now these 2 groups are engaged with me. So let's just take a look what happened if I end the turn. If I end the turn, in principle, you will get this icon, this double sword pointing down, which tells you that these groups are engaged. If I am to move this group away, this group will be completely useless this turn. And let me show you the final addition to the gameplay, which is if I try to attack one of these groups, since I'm facing to different groups, which are at 1 hex of distance from me, I will actually get attacked by both of them. First one, and then the other one. And these are the three main additions to the gameplay: the guard formation, the proximity attack, and the engage to other groups. Using the upgrades in the game, purchasing upgrades allows you to get your units group immunity to some of these effects, but these upgrades last only one turn. They are consumed the moment they are used. We also give the possibility to select special units, which we call here leader A, leader B, which is the placeholder. And these units, you can only have one in total among all your groups, and give you a permanent immunity against proximity or a permanent immunity against engage. So this is a bit, we are checking this double possibility, and it actually feels really good playing with this way, because you can have one unit group that is quite special, and you can use it strategically to, yeah, go through the other groups of the enemy, and makes the game much more strategic, which is what we are looking for. In general, the game is very strategic, and the tempo is quite slow. The moment you get the units close to each other, you get your time. You need to take your time to think about the movements, the upgrades to apply, which kind of configurations to use for your units. But overall, the the match do not last more than 10 to 15 minutes. The moment you start engaging others and entering in combat, this goes quite fast. And that was the idea we had in mind. The next step for us is to focus on the campaign mode, the single player, which is going to have different type of matches, victory conditions, and the way you customize the units groups is also going to be different and much more dependent on the progress you are making. And that was it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll try to keep you posted more often with more regular updates, but it's not easy with a full-time job on the side.